1 de octubre de 2017, 7:11 a.m. Last night there was no water before I went to sleep. I mean, we had no botellones, but I wanted a good shower, especially after such a long day. So I preferred going to sleep all filthy before I had to use those botellones. Now Mom tells me, had I waited another hour, I would have taken the greatest shower ever. 7:14 a.m. Before Maria, even before Irma, Dad had this plan of taking the entire family to see the live circus in San Juan. After everything goes back to normal, I wonder if we'll do that or some other form of family activity outside of the norm. 8:22 a.m. Mom and Dad keep telling me to take a shower while I can, but I tell them that I can't. There isn't enough water pressure. I know they worry about my hygiene. God knows I want to shower too. But I can't help but think that maybe I stink, and that's why they want me to shower no matter what. 8:54 a.m. Just had a big BK breakfast. It was great. I might not have lunch, but I feel we could have saved that money and used it for dinner. 10:26 a.m. Just took my first shower in over 24 hours and it felt great. As my brother Jordan once said, you are rejuvenated in freshness. 10:27 a.m. The amount of times I've heard or listened to helicopters flying over or around my house during this crisis is overwhelming. It kind of feels like the boys in the hood, except the helicopters here are for aid purposes, where in the movie they were oppressors, or at least that's what I hope the difference is. With the way some people are acting, the helicopters could serve for one purpose or the other or both. 11:45 a.m. Yesterday, while talking to Audrey, she told us that Jimena, her baby, and my baby cousin had been bitten by bugs, and that she had a fever. Throughout the week, Titilichi, Christy, and Mari have tried convincing Audrey to come here, because we have water, ice, and perhaps a few more resources. But Audrey is afraid of not having enough gas to go back to San Juan. Titi volunteered to go and pick her up, along with Jime, but still nothing has happened. Christy just came home with Mom to borrow one of the phones so they can call Audrey. Maybe try to convince her. I don't know what'll happen. I just hope they do what's best for Jime. 11:50 a.m. I've been reading King's own writing for the past few days, and I've learned or been reminded of a few things I already kinda knew regarding writing, but the ones that stuck so far are the following. 1. To be a good writer, you don't need to do drugs. 2. A little help and support from loved ones is always good. 3. Writing, although many do not see it as that, is a job. My perspective on writing and the overall creative process of any artist is slowly being shaped in one way or the other. The other book that did this to me was Robert Rodriguez's book on how he made it mariachi. I know I'll be a different man and artist after this. 12:18 p.m. We managed to talk with Audrey. Depending on what happens tomorrow, she'll send Jime. 12:19 p.m. Titilichis taking Abuela Gladys to see Lajas in Cabo Rojo. I know it might sound like a waste of gas, but I gotta look at the positive. At least Abuela's going out today. 1:09 p.m. It's been a while since I last ate nachos. Before the storm, the family and I went grocery shopping at Sam's in Ponce. Sam's always has these huge bags of nachos, and I always ask Mom and Dad to buy me one. And they did. Days later, Mom bought a Tostitos cheese dip. Little thing is smaller than a fist. But I didn't complain. Food is love. Today I opened both. The chips were salty, and the dip spicy. I didn't even get through half the bag before the dip was done. But I enjoyed it. It's kinda weird. I love the show Hot Ones from Complex, but I'm just not the type of person who would survive a very spicy meal. Which goes to show that Complex has a good thing going with Hot Ones. I've always wondered how I would do on that show. I ate those chips with the spicy dip, What even Dad did was a little spicy for me. I don't think I would do very well on the show, but I would certainly do my best. No diss to Khaled, but I think I would do better than the brain behind We the Best. 2:15 p.m. Dad and I are on the way to the supermarket, get a few essentials, and as always, hay tapones en tus lados. 2:54 p.m. We had a few things on our list, around 4 to 5. We only got one. Bread. 2:55 p.m. I have decided to make my car a ritual, turning it on every day so the battery doesn't die, into something more productive, something that might bright up the street. Every time I turn on the car, I try to play a different awesome song. Yesterday, I played Childish Gambino's Redbone. Today, I played Ires Te Quiero con Boogaloo. Tomorrow, I might play some Gorillaz or Beastie Boys. I don't know yet. But I hope I can provide a few minutes of joy in these times of crisis. 4:19 p.m. Dad and I came to buy today's dinner, hosted by Mickey D's. On the way, we saw a different form of waiting line for beer and alcohol. It might not be the safest due to some secondary effects which might occur, but at least there were some smiles and the economy is moving a bit. 4:27 p.m. We wait in the automac of Mickey D's. The line is pretty long, so I try to make a few calls and send a few texts to my loved ones. I try to access the net and contact those I haven't. I am partly successful at the first, but I failed at the second. 5:19 p.m. One of the positive outcomes from the hurricane is family dinner at the table. Ever since the event, we have always had dinner together, as a family. Except for the night, Dad and I had a fight. 5:55 p.m. The first rain in what seems like a few days has started. In Puerto Rico, rains can be double-edged swords. They can freshen or intensify the heat. Hopefully this one will do the first. 6:19 p.m. We shouldn't believe every form of info we get. Throughout the week, Titilichi and our vecina told us that the power could be back by the weekend. This according to the mayor. It's almost the end of the weekend and we still have no power. I honestly wasn't expecting it to be so fast either. But I don't like it when politicians feed bullshit, getting people's hopes up, and then not delivering. Quit the bullshit and tell it to us straight. We're not dumb. 6:51 p.m. It's nice to see some moonlight inside the room. Light pollution usually deserves it.